All right, so let's jump into the next piece of the Transformers Fan First Friday reveals. Now, this one wasn't too much of a shock because it actually debuted 2 hours prior to the Fan First Friday stream, and they even addressed it. They're like, okay, this one kind of got dropped a little early ahead of us. I think it was comicbook.com that did the reveal along with IGN, and it's that of the Amazon exclusive 2-packs. Now, we discussed these in the past on the podcast. We just didn't know what they looked like and what were the specifics. I mean, there was all kinds of leaks. Some figures showed up early. Again, there was the China leak with Dirge and stuff, and so there's this and that, but we do have new information. We know that it's available for pre-order today. They're going to be 100% Amazon exclusives. They'll be shipping out November 1st and August 15th, respectively, each one. I'll go into the specifics. And we also know the prices and little things here and there. So first we'll go into the visuals. So we'll talk about first the... I guess we'll call it the Seeker Elite 2-pack with Ramjet and Dirge. No surprises here. Again, we saw the leaked images of these online stolen from the factories, so there's no big surprises here. At least we could see that, oh hey, on top of having original tooling of their wings and all kinds of weapons and stuff, which is again true to the original characters, but one nice little touch here too is they also have unique face sculpts. So they went the extra mile and also have different faces, again, to try to differentiate from past times that these characters have been done where, yeah, they also had their unique wings and weapons, but more or less the sculpts were always the same, especially in the face, so that's a nice touch. What was interesting is Mark mentioned, and I think this is the first time ever fictionally this has come up, he mentions that Ramjet is the leader of the Coneheads. And I was like, huh, that's interesting, because we've never really had that ever established with that trio of Coneheads before, like who is the leader of them. We always kind of associated them all with being like, just three goons, and Starscream was the leader of the whole bunch of everybody. But even me, like when I look back and I think about it, like if I had to pick one out of the three, like I always felt like Thrust was kind of the Starscream of the team. Even his original Generation 1 bio was like, oh, he's kind of sneaky and you can't trust him, and he's a bit of an egotist and he thinks he's a lot better than he really is. Very Starscream-esque, to the point that even future fiction, like when you jump, and I know it's not even the same character, but when you jump all the way to even Armada, like the character of Thrust in that is very much a Starscream-esque kind of character, sucks up, but then at the same time is plotting, to take over Megatron behind his back. So I've always felt Thrust was kind of like the leader or the standout of that trio, but that's not so much the case, in other situations. And the way that I see it is, it's interesting that he brings that up because that's coming straight from a Hasbro designer. So is that canon? I don't know. Let me know. Is that canon? Am I missing some piece of fiction where, there was something where Thrust was actually depicted as the leader, or was it Ramjet and Dirge is just getting the short end of the stick in this whole conversation? I don't know. And really cool box art. We'll get into the box art in a moment and how that has a little special cue to it. This 2-pack, like they said, is going to be available for pre-order now at $59.99 on Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. No confirmation if there's a UK link. Someone who's in the UK, leave a comment on that one. I haven't really checked. And it will be available afterwards, August 15th, 2020. It'll ship out. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. I like that they went the extra mile with these. And then let's go to the deluxe little 2-pack here, the Autobot Alliance. Again, we knew about these, but we never seen these ones. And it is, of course, Prowl and Ironhide. Prowl being a straight-up 100% repaint/retool of Smokescreen that we had before, and that there's going to be a blue streak also in the pipes. New weapon, new face sculpt, new tooling. No surprises here. It's Prowl. He's going to get all the new duds to make him match his original counterpart. I don't want to say it's unexciting, but on the flip side of it is, it's cool. I like Prowl. He's a cool character, but there's going to be no surprises with this one, so to speak. But let's lean over to Ironhide, and this is where it gets really interesting, is that, okay, so he's a new tooling and everything like that. I really like what's going on here. They didn't just kind of lazily retool the original Siege toy. There's really something going on here that's really nice. again, Mark, one of the Hasbro designers, made a really interesting note saying that they wanted to also throw back a nod to the original G1 toy that had the, like, I guess we'll call it the repair medical bay kind of battle station thing. So they had it that he does have a huge part forming of the roof of his vehicle, but then it flips over if you want. It can be used as a shield, but you could flip it over if you want, and it actually has little flip out pieces that make the little medical / repair bay that the original G1 toy had. So that's a nice little extra touch that's added to this figure that, again, it's nice that they do something like that, you know, to kind of throw back that history. I mean, I'm reminded all the way back to Energon when they did that toe line mold, and everyone knew that was going to get repainted into Ironhide at some point, and it did, obviously, for Ironhide and Ratchet at BotCon 2005. But I remember when we first got that toe line mold, and it did that. It also had the little repair bay, and you could attach all the little Energon weapons and stuff like that. It was really cool. So I always dig when they have that little play set kind of little extra thing, and the fact that it's a smaller figure instead of being a larger figure to get that's a nice little touch too. I really like it a lot. Looks really good. They're both deluxes, and because they're both deluxes, so story here, also available for pre-order right now off of Amazon.com and Amazon.ca. Retail price of $39.99 USD, and will be available to ship out a little later. It's going to be November 1st, 2020 when these will ship out. But this is really cool. And the last thing that they mentioned is if you get both of them, if you get both sets, if you actually look at the box art, you could actually combine the box art, and it makes like this one mosaic battle scene pretty much where they connect together. So that's a nice little extra touch too. That kind of throws back to what they were doing with the early Hasbro Select stuff with the Unicron trilogy with the monster bots and stuff like that. And I think Blast Off was part of that too, where you could kind of combine the images of the art and everything. So I dig that. Really cool. Again, these aren't too much of a surprise for us news-wise because we learned so much about them in the long run. But at the end of the day, like, you know, it is what it is. We knew it was coming. Even if we didn't know it was coming, we knew that sooner or later these characters would get done. And they look exactly as I'd imagined. The only surprise really for me is, hey, we got the little medical bay on Ironhide. We got some face sculpts, unique face sculpts on the cone heads. And supposedly, according to the word of mouth from Hasbro designers, it looks like Ramjet is the leader of the cone heads. I hope that's a mistake. Maybe we could get down to the bottom of that one too on a fictional standpoint, the little things that bother me and make me want to learn some facts. But yeah, check this out. Let me know what you think, and if you're hyped about it, pre-orders start today.